Yo, we're back in my room again. As you can tell, it's daytime now, and I'm compelled to make another vlog about school. I didn't think I'd make 3 videos on school, but I was tired yesterday and I couldn't film. Right, I would have filmed it at night, and we had consistent 3 videos at night. But now we got 2 at night and 1 in the day, so I was too tired. Uh, uh, I don't know. Like this year, there's more going on within the first 2 weeks than there was like last 2 years. My current situation right now, it's like roughly 9. My parents just left. It's just me and the others at home. So, I guess we'll recap from what happened last Tuesday. Or not last Tuesday, that's Wednesday to now. So, I talked about the whole law thing. Law was on Monday. I don't have school Tuesday. We'll start back on Wednesday. So, Wednesday I had coding. Sorry. I had coding. And again, the prof's going really fast. And if I eventually get through the thing, and then he gives us this assignment, like our homework assignment, we're supposed to hand in on a painting. So we're There's how do I explain it? You know that paint? I don't know if you guys seen the painting, but you know the painting with all the squares, the colorful squares, like the reds, yellows, and blacks. Is that the color? Or it's dark blue. I don't know. I'm colorblind. But like like and then that painting with all the squares, we had to code. We had to recreate that painting in code, and um, like after that class, like everyone was struggling. My friend that sits beside me left early, and the other guy, I don't know what he was doing. He's just in his own world, but he helped me out a little bit. I talked to him a bit. It's getting better. um, but I saw my one friend. I think he sits across from me, not across, but like he's on that side of the room. And like, okay, I hate going up to the coding prof, and asking asking him to answer my questions, because when he answers them, he's announcing it to everyone. So it's I'm sitting like I'm not sitting, I'm standing right beside him. He's answering my question, but he's like a megaphone right beside me. So I'm just like and I make the stupidest mistakes. I already told you that. Like it's always something like it's tiny, like you wouldn't notice. So yeah, like I was traumatized by that. So my friend I saw I'm trying to figure out the code on how to code this painting, and my friend goes up and asks the prof exactly what I was thinking. He's like, "How the hell do I go about doing this?" And so he's explaining it to him, and then this other girl who sits on the same side of the room with him but not close to him, she really doesn't know how to code. Like she doesn't know what she's doing there. So she comes to, well, she always has like the simplest questions, but she stood beside him, and the prof explained to both of them how to go about the assignment. And he's speaking so loud that I'm like, okay, I'm coding as fast as I can, because we're working on classes and IDs right now. So he's explaining to them how to code this painting. The girl's only focused on, like, she doesn't care about the structure of the painting, she just cares about coloring the painting. She's like, how do I get color? I'm like, you can't get color without the freaking structure, the frame of the painting. So he spends like half the class explaining to them to how to do the assignment, and then I didn't get to hear all of it. So as I'm working out on my own, I was just like, oh, I don't want to go up to the prof, and have him explain the whole thing to me again, like in another half an hour. So I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I did something I wouldn't usually do. So I got up, like I sit on the other side of the room. So I made my way from my side of the room to his side of the room, and I talked to my friend, and I'm like I'm struggling. Can you help me? And like I'm so glad I did that. Like talking to people. um, he was very nice. So I went to sit beside him, and we're coding away, right? And I'm so glad I did, because as soon as I went up to him and started working things out, everyone else started joining in. So it was like the other 2 girls beside him. I guess they were working out with him already, but They actually want to work. So it's them two, him, me, and then the other girl who was with him before didn't understand anything the prof said within that half hour. So she came beside me. There's a girl who's sitting below me, but she wouldn't. She's listening in, but like I noticed she was listening in, but she didn't want to join the group. I guess she really knows what she's doing. And then one of the guys from that girl sitting a little further, I don't know if he was about to leave or whatever, but he looked like he was getting ready to leave. And the girl sitting beside me who doesn't know code that well, she's like he's already done. And then the guy I went to ask for help for, he's just like, oh my goodness, can you like give us some pointers, some tips on how to do this? The guy explained it to everybody, and I didn't understand what he was saying, and I was just like, this is too theoretical. Like, I need you to visually show me what to do. And my friend's just like, as he's trying to explain to me what the guy just said, and I'm like, oh, I understand it more coming from his mouth than this guy's mouth. Yeah, so I thought the code would be like crazy long, but it's not. After doing all those classes and IDs, it was a little short. It's just a little repetitive in the HTML. But they had to help me work out the math because I'm so bad at math. The painting, like the prof gives the percentages, but you have to combine some of them to get the painting proportions properly. And I have like the whole structure of the painting done. Like I'm just about to color it and stuff. It's just the problem of like spacing out the boxes. And my friend did the math and helped me out. And eventually I finished the painting. The girl beside me still had problems, but she finished. And then like I felt so happy. Like I never finished an assignment so quickly. Like the last assignment took me like a week to do. Well, I could have probably finished it in like 2-3 days if I had the motivation to. And yeah, after that, everyone's like, oh, maybe we should get together every week and do our homework when the lecture's over because it was lab time. Yeah, but I noticed that they all submit their assignment right away. And for me, like, I don't submit things right away. I need to read it over like 10 times over before I submit it. So I got home. I'm making sure I got home, so. Did I go home? I'm pretty sure I went home. I went home, checked the code again, and I'm going through the instructions, and the prof had like this whole optional section. I'm like, I'm gonna go for like 8. Like I want to get like a 90. Okay, I want to be in the high range. So, and since we did all our assignments together, all the classes and stuff were the same names and stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go and change it so the prof doesn't. Like he's chill, but like I don't want it to look like I didn't do my own work. So I go ahead, change all the classes. Not the classes, the IDs. I changed all the IDs, and then I'm looking through what's required before we hand it in, and like I have all of it done, but then he has like these optional challenges thing, and I was like, I might as well do them and figure out how to do them ahead of time. So one of the things we had to do was add a background, which is simple, and it's supposed to look like canvas, right? So for the painting. So I did that, and then the other 2 challenges I'm stuck on right now. I gotta finish that before Wednesday, or at Wednesday. But the one I'm stuck on is you have to take out the black border from the painting, because right now I have black borders everywhere, and I can't take out the outside one. And the last challenge is you have to frame the painting, and I don't know how to frame it at all. It's just like, what do I use here? So I haven't submitted the assignment yet, but like once I finish those, I'll submit it. And I think you have to write a paragraph on it or something. Like he's going beyond the minimum. Like I don't know. I want to get that 90. Okay, like I know I can do it. I just need the time. Yeah, that was coding. Okay, the most important thing you should take out from that story is the guy I went to talk to. Okay, coming back to that. Okay, and then. Okay, we'll skip to Thursday now. We'll go back and forth if I forget. So it's Thursday morning, and I have photography. So my mom's not in a good mood, and my brothers are all annoyed. Like when they they're not they're not approachable. That kind of mood, like you see somebody and they're feeling like crap, so you don't want to approach. So, uh, my brother, he doesn't have school till like at night on Thursdays, but he doesn't want to get up because it's a waste to stay home and not sleep in. But he had to get up and he had to take my brother to school, and the other one's walking with them because it's on the way to where he goes to school. And then my mom's just angry because she's always running late. And then there's me, and I'm just like, oh shit, I got school. So I'm getting ready at the same time. And I went earlier than I normally would just because everyone was in such a bad mood. So I wouldn't have gone so early. But I left early, and I get to photography, and I'm like, like as I'm going there, I was like, shit, I was remembering last week and how the door was closed, and I'm like, I'm gonna be waiting out here. I'm gonna be camping out here forever. Like, what am I gonna do? No one's gonna be here. So I get to class, and I was like, oh, I get to school, and the door is open. I was like, the door is open. I can go in. So I go within this room within a room, and I get into class, and there's this one girl that I saw from coding. Remember the girl I told you who was listening in, but she didn't join in? So I ran into her, and she doesn't know me, right? She's looking at me. She was about to turn back and like not communicate with me, but I've seen her with my one friend that I told you with the channel that was hard to find. So I saw her, and before she could turn away, I went like this, and then she stopped, like stopped turning, and she turned back to me, and we started having a conversation. Oh my gosh, I'm making friends. The only reason I started talking to her is because we were the only two there, and I knew her through another friend, so I was like, I might as well. There's no point in us both sitting in dead silence. So we're I start talking first because she probably didn't have anything to say to me. I initiated the conversation. I might as well start trying to talk. So I'm talking to her, and we were ranting about all the stuff I talked about in the last two videos, and I was like, oh, and I know she was comfortable with me because she started cussing, and I was like, oh my goodness, we're gonna get along. She's not like some people, they refrain from cussing around me because they think like that's not in my image, but I'm like, I don't care if you cuss or not. Like people who cuss make me feel more comfortable. So she was telling me this story, right? She's in the videography class before mine because mine starts at 7, her starts at like before then. They leave 10 minutes before our class starts. And one of the stories she was telling me is that she always has coffee with her, right? And she has her laptop out in her bag, and they're all on the table. And where we sit in videography, I sit in my friend's seat, and she sits in remember the guy I told you was too cute? She sits in her seat, so like we sit in the same area. We evict them and we take their seats. So she was telling me about how her stuff was all on the table, and in videography, like you have to get up and just walk around, like you have to move around, use the camera, set everything up, so you're not paying attention to what's on the desk. So she has everything spread out, and she had coffee right beside her bag and her laptop. I don't know the positioning of it because she was telling me the story, and she said the guy who was helping me with code, out of all people she brought up the guy who was helping me with code. She said she's got beef against him. She said like he was bracing against the desk or the table, like he was leaning on it, and he knocked the coffee, and she said it was close to hitting her computer, but it got all over her bag, and she said she's she's so mad. She's holding it against him because he spilled the thing on her bag, and he didn't tell her until it soaked in, right? So, like, what are you supposed to do at that point? It's like, she's gonna be walking around with a gross bag the whole day. So, I don't know who to blame in this situation. So she got angry because he didn't tell her right away, and he could have cleaned it or whatever. But, like, I don't know who to blame because she brought the coffee, put it somewhere close. If I were him, like, I wouldn't want, like, it got all over her bag, right? So if I were him, I wouldn't want to touch her stuff and, like, clean it away because it was like, if it were me, I wouldn't want someone touching my stuff. And then I feel like he messed up too because it's like you spilled something. At least try cleaning it up quickly or telling her quickly. He probably didn't know whose bag it was, so they're both. I don't know who was in the wrong. But she's telling me how angry she was, and she's telling me how she got her bag cleaned. And the only reason she brought up the story is because she has buttons on her bag. And I was like, oh, your bag's really cute and had buttons. And I had to say that because it initiated the whole story and the rant. But, yeah. Oh, she's telling me how she went to the dry cleaners and they're telling her, like, you can wash this yourself. And I'm like, this is what I love about the dry cleaners. When you go there, they're like, why are you here? And I'm like, because I don't have the time to wash things myself. Like, take my stuff and clean it. So, yeah, she was telling me that story, and I was just like, oh, I feel bad for her. She, like, can you imagine you finish class and then you have to lug around, like, this disgusting smelling bag around everywhere else? I don't know where she had to go to after, but I think she had work or something. And, yeah, so I spent a good amount of time that day with her. And my other friend came, the cute one came, and then her friend came. We were all in a row. Oh, but as we were talking with just the two of us before everyone showed up, Watch Guy showed up, and he's right across, and he's listening into our conversation. He wouldn't jump in, and I was like, okay. He walked in and out of the room so many times because I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, it was just us three, and then everyone started walking in, and then class started. And class is so unnecessarily long. Like the things they teach me in 3 hours, I can learn in half an hour. Honestly, like um, my prof looked through. She had to give us feedback on her photos. My photos are crap because I didn't like to do these assignments. You have to have really good ideas, and then from those ideas, then it's easier to do the assignment. But if you have crap idea, half-ass ideas like me, then you're gonna have problems along the way. So she was very nice, but I have to. The assignment's due next Thursday, so I have to reshoot everything, think better. But like after talking to her, like I have a clear direction of what to do. It's just like I need to figure out what I'm taking a photograph of. So I told her I want to go with like a school theme, right? Because I have a ton of books and stuff. I might as well photograph that kind of stuff. And she said, you have to photograph what they represent. And I'm like, school represents knowledge, right? And she said, yeah, you gotta take pictures of stuff that represents knowledge. And I was like, shit. What the hell's gonna, like, I have to take, like, it's gotta be an arrangement of things that, like, okay, say for example, I'm not sponsored, okay? So say for example, like the main product I'm taking pictures of is a bottle of Coke. The stuff surrounding it or that's supposed to like emphasize it is like ice, right? So then if I'm trying to take a picture of knowledge, whatever the main thing is, the stuff surrounding has to support the idea of knowledge. And I was like, oh my freaking god. Oh, I don't know what the main thing's gonna be. So I have to take that before Thursday. And we gotta print stuff and we got I'm in trouble. I'm gonna fail. Um, that was that class. And then after we finished that class, the girl I was talking to, that likes to cuss, I like her. I don't have a nickname for her, but the four of us, so me, the cute friend, her, and my other friend, we all go back to the second floor because it's break time. I'm gonna go eat. So um the booth is obviously full. We feel so bad because we always take up, there's so many of us, we take up so many booths. We probably could take up 2.5, but yeah, the booth's full. And my other friends, they were supposed to be talking about like picking a topic for the next class, right? And we still have no idea. So the the four of us, including me, sorry, we go to the other side. We take like a whole row of tables and we're just camping out there. Oh, but before we got there, I ran into I don't want to call him a friend. This kid I knew from high school, right? I ran into him and he said he was looking for me everywhere, and I was like, I'm busy, and I felt bad for ditching him because he probably had stuff to tell me. But I was like, I have so much on my mind. Can you just find me another time? Poor guy. Um, I'll get back to him. He's the one that like led me to whole like diss track season and everything. Like he's the one that got me started to watching those types of channels. I'll get back to him. Like he's important. But yeah, like he left and now I'm sitting with all my friends and getting to know each other more. And I was telling the girl who cusses, like I thought she was really close with my other friend because I always see them together and they're always talking. And she said, no, she's like, we met like the other day, and I was like, what the hell, you guys talking like you're so close? And my friend was telling me, she's like, this girl cusses at me so much. What did I do to deserve this? And I don't know, like it just makes me feel more comfortable because I'm like, if she cusses at her, this girl, because I don't like they're more like I never heard this girl cuss and they're cussing, and I was just like, I feel so comfortable now. And then the girl who's in the booth, she came to sit over with us on this side. Our family was just it kept growing. Okay, it started off with 4 of us, and then it kept increasing to like what 10. So. They're attempting to do work. Oh, I asked my friend for her YouTube channel because she was sitting right beside me, and I really like I admire that she talks about her friends so much because that means like they're like inseparable. There's like her and her 2 friends was just like, oh, she likes them so much, she's always talking about them. Like that's so cute and all the stuff they go through. And as she's talking about them, like this is a good segue to ask her about her channel. And I got her channel. I'm gonna binge watch all her stuff when I get time, but like I got it. Oh, I kind of offended her because I was playing the video that she showed me the first time to the other girl, the cuss girl. I don't want to call her that. That feels bad, but yeah, I was showing her the video, and we're in a public place, right? So I'm not gonna put the volume up. And I offended her, and she's like, "You have to play it with music," and I was like. If we have to play with music, the whole calf's gonna hear. This place is echoey. So then I finished playing it, and she liked it. And then my friend, since she was so offended, she pulled out her phone. And she's like, I'm gonna play it with sound. And I was like, okay, you do that. You do you. And she was talking about she learning Japanese, and she's getting really far ahead. And I like hearing her talk Japanese and stuff. Like, I can, if it's romanized, I can understand it really quickly, but she knows kanji and all that stuff, like, actually how to write it. So she was showing me her homework, and it was a fairy tale, and it was a story, like, she's reading it out, right, because I can't read it, so I'm listening phonetically to what she's saying, and I could pick out a few words, and I was like, what's going on in the story? So she was telling me how, like, there's this old man, and he's selling straw hats on New Year's, and he's not able to sell these straw hats, so he puts them on these statues. And we never got to finish the story because she said she never finished reading it. But it was just an interesting story. Like, who sells straw hats on New Year's? Yeah, she was telling me about that, and I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, straw hats. Oh, yeah, so after the straw hats story, she said she read a really, really sad story, and I was like, you can share the trauma. And she's like, I don't really know if I want to, but like, why would you bring it up if you're not going to share it? So then she gave us her phone, and we're reading through this story, and it was so traumatic. I was like, this can't be real life. I can't tell you the story. It's too, we don't need to talk about that. Yeah, so the other girl from the other booth comes over, and my other friend come over, and what I like about them is, like, I don't know why, but they're so good to people. But like every time they get, like, they have work and they get their pay or whatever, or they get money, they want to treat everybody. And they're always looking at me like, you want something, you want a coffee, you want a donut, you want a muffin, you want something, and I was like, no, I can't be in debt, right? Like, for me, like, I can't have someone buy me something and me not paying them back. I was just like, I can't do that. But she's like, it's okay, it's on me. And I'm like, I know you're that cute, but I'm like, no. So they go off on their coffee run, I guess. And I don't know why everybody likes drinking iced coffee. Is it that good? I don't drink coffee, so I don't know what it tastes like. Well, I know what warm coffee tastes like. I'll drink it like every once in a while, maybe like once a year or so. But like everyone's drinking iced coffee. I don't know what's so good about iced coffee. And so they go off on their run. So it's down to 3 of us now. And then my other friend who's in the class with us next, she shows up because she found us, and she's like, "Oh, like, can I like chill with you guys?" And she comes to sit near us, and then, she was very confused with a couple assignments, so I went over them with her, and then out of nowhere, she brought up study abroad. Why did she have to bring up study abroad? Oh my god. She brings it up, and she's like, "Felicia, I heard you're going, that you want, or that you're thinking about going to Britain, England, whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I want to go." And she's like, "I heard the other friend who's in my coding class with me, say that she wants to go too." And then she said she wants to go. And I was like, right now, it looks like I'm not going to be able to go. So I told her, I'm like, what'd I tell her? I told her, right now I'm not sure. That's what I told her. I'm not sure right now. I'm not 110% sure yet. So I'm like, don't, like, so then she's like, okay, because she said she heard from the other one that I'm going, and I told the other girl, I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, I want to, like, in my heart, I really want to go, but, like, in reality, I can't go. So, oh, I found out remember the guy I told you who sits across from me? That's that guy, like, I found out he went to the England-Iceland trip last summer. So when I looked through his videos, he had that whole thing up. But like this year, they took out Iceland and they only have England now. So, yeah, she's talking to me about study abroad, and it's just making me more and more upset because I'm like, I want to go, but I know I can't. Like, I have to go get my passport. I have to save up some money. I gotta go get luggage. Like, I've never traveled. There's just too many headaches. And I don't want to go by myself. Or, like, I don't know. I gotta talk it over with best friend because I'm not going unless best friend goes with me. I'm not comfortable. Like, these people, like, it's, like, okay to hang out with, but I can't talk about, like, things that, like, really are bugging me. So, yeah, I gotta talk it over with best friend. Like, best friend, I want to go to England, but I can't. How do I work around this? So, yeah, she brought up study abroad, and then... Oh, then the two came back from their coffee run, and my friend was telling me about the news the other day, and I'm like, it had to be a story I watched. So she was telling me about the news, and she was showing me the guy commenting on the news. I'm like, yeah, I saw him the other day, and her face lit up because she's like, my best friend was on the news. He was commenting on the news, and I was like, everybody, like my friend. I was like, great, your best friend made it. Cool. And they're talking. Then them two are talking about how, since they're so stressed out, they're planning a trip to Montreal. They're like, we're gonna take the train there and have Airbnb. And I was like, good for you guys. Like, they're planning it so early, so like in advance, and probably because like later travel's gonna get busy, and Montreal's always like the same prices. Like it's like consistent throughout the year. Like they don't jack up. So they're over there like fantasizing about traveling. And I'm over here like, I'm stuck here. Like, take me with you. Then my other friend with the pretty hair shows up. And it's just after they got the coffee and stuff. And she's the one that brought up iced coffee and stuff. So we're always making fun of her for it. Because it's like we never heard the stuff before. And she's telling us all her stories and stuff. And having a good time. And then I have to head to class. So me, one of the girls with the two girls from the coffee run, and the other one talking to me about study abroad, all have to go to class. So then we leave the others behind. And we head to class. And For some reason, everyone's really hungry midway through this class. And lucky for us, they had an event going on in the atrium, in the art gallery. I don't know what you call it. There's that one room where they're always running events, and everyone, like, even the prof, they pulled halfway through class to go get some poutine and some maple syrup soda or something like that. Maple soda. I don't remember. It was just that brown color, that syrupy color. And cupcakes. There were cupcakes everywhere. Um, I didn't want to go, but my friend, they all went and they came back and like, Felicia, you don't want any? And I'm like, no. You guys are acting like you never get poutine or cupcakes or anything like that all the time. And they tell me, they're like, it's free. And I'm like, I don't care if it's free. I don't want it. And I noticed too, like when I eat a lot of free food, I get food poisoning after. Like I feel sick after. So I don't, right? So it's not a priority for me. I'm like, I can get cupcakes. I can bake cupcakes better than what they're giving out here, right? Okay, so I was like, I don't really care. And she's sitting beside me, and like you can smell the poutine smell everywhere, right? I'm not distracted, it's just food. And then she felt really bad eating beside me. I'm like, don't feel bad. I was just like, she kept asking me if I wanted some. I was like, no, no, it's okay. But I know it was on her mind. And after we finished that class, it was me, her, and the other girl who sits in the back. I haven't brought her up in any of the stories yet, so she's a brand new person we're bringing. But her dad, our class starts at 7, the videography class, and then her dad's supposed to pick her up to like 7 something, so we stay with her until we have to head to class. So I'm trying to think if I passed by anybody I knew. So we go back to the second floor and lounge around. And then, yeah, we left everybody else. It's just us 3. And then we had to leave her behind. I don't know where she went. I think she went to go in one of the booths because she's always there. And we head to class. And I can't remember what happened in class. All I know is that my videography prof's gonna kill me. Okay, this is what pisses me off. We have a video assignment to do. There's 2 sections of this course. There's roughly 60 of us, and there's only 15 cameras, and everyone has to, their assignments all due this Friday, or this Thursday. This Thursday? I don't know. But like it's due, and there's not enough cameras for all of us, so like I don't even know if I'm gonna get a chance to film, and I feel like crying because I'm like, he's gonna blame me for poorly planning it, and I'm gonna be like, I wanna blame you for not having enough cameras, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be able to film. This prof's gonna hate me. Yeah. This prof's gonna hate me. Why am I struggling so much? My friend, right before we left that class, she said, like, with the free food and stuff, they got free keychains and stuff, and she gave it to me, and I was like, I knew it was still bugging her, so I took the keychain, and I was like, thanks. It's cute, though. I think I'll hang it on the tree. It's still in my bag. Shoot, I should have to pull it out. Yeah, she gave me that keychain, and then I don't remember what happened in class. I just remember, like, my prof's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. Shit. I have this prof next semester too, so I'm like, I gotta make a good impression, or he's just gonna think of me as like that stupid procrastinating kid that can't do anything right. Oh, but I want to talk about videography. So remember how I told you in law how like there was that one guy and his friend, and I always see them together. When they're not together, it feels like they're broken up. So his other friend, for some reason, I guess he switched classes, and now he's in my class, and he was sitting behind me, and I was like, I want to talk to him, but it felt wrong. Like he didn't seem like, usually when I see him, he's really, like, he's not like, he seemed really serious, and he seemed scary, okay? Like usually he doesn't have that scary look on his face. So I didn't want to approach him. I feel like I don't know. I just couldn't. And I didn't know, like, I didn't know. I want to ask him why he was there, what's going on, like how he's finding the course, because I know he was going into DC, and I wanted to talk to him, but I couldn't because I'm like, he looks so scary. And so he's sitting behind me, and I could feel like the death stare behind me, and I was like, I feel like I need to talk to him, but I couldn't. So after videography, it's Friday now. We're going to the second half of videography the next day. Sorry, that was my stomach. Videography the next day. I got up. I had to get ready. I had to deal with some stuff with my mom, and my class starts 11:40. I missed the 11:19 bus because this friggin' bus comes every half an hour, and the next bus comes till like 11:40, right? And I was like, frig, I'm gonna be like 20 minutes late to school. But I'm not panicking because it's videography, and I'm like, this prof already hates me. There's no point. Yeah, I'm late to class, and I reach up with my friend. The guy's still sitting there, like he's in the same spot. I don't. I was so happy. Like usually someone would like take your seat, right? But like everyone, my spot was still there. All the seats were taken except for mine. I was like, they were waiting for me to show up. Yeah, I'm out of breath. So as soon as I get off the bus, because it's 10 minutes from the bus to school. It takes me 5 minutes to walk from the ground floor to take the elevator to the third floor, and then I gotta run all the way there. So it's roughly 12 o'clock by the time I get there. I was like, fuck. They're teaching us Final Cut in class because that's the editing software we're gonna use, and I was like, fuck. Cause for me, I really like to edit at night or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I know I can't go at school in the lab and edit it at that time, and I know we don't have the money to freaking download it, and I have it on the computer here, and I'm like, my mom's not gonna spring for that, so I was like, now I gotta really plan. So we're learning about Final Cut and stuff, and my friend, the cute one, she was telling me, I still didn't talk to the guy too, okay? Like, he still had that, like, he still felt scary, but not as scary, but like, I couldn't, like... Maybe the next class I'll talk to him if he's still there, but like I just couldn't. I was talking to my friend, and she was telling me when she left yesterday night, like oh my god, she didn't get to tell me the whole story. She's gonna tell me the story later because we didn't have time. But she was telling me how like after I left her, because when we finished class, she went, and then I left. Because my dad was coming to pick me up. Yeah, my dad came to pick me up, but she was waiting. I don't know if she was waiting for a ride or where she was. But she said wherever she was waiting for her brother to come pick her up. But I don't know where she was waiting. She said where she was waiting. Like, okay, I just sat down, and I'm in a panic, and I'm catching my breath, and she's telling me this traumatic story. So I was just, like, I was caught off guard. I didn't expect her to tell me what she told me, but she's waiting wherever she's waiting, and she said this random guy shows up, and he's chatting her up, right? And I guess she was so tired that she didn't notice he was hitting on her, right? She's like, I really didn't notice he was hitting. Either she was too tired. This isn't what I'm thinking. Like, she didn't notice she said she didn't notice he was hitting on her. So either she was hella tired because it's like 9 o'clock at night, or he had terrible game. That's what I'm thinking. So she told me this guy is just her. There's no one else around except for this guy, and he's chatting her up. I don't know what he was telling her. She didn't get to tell me all the details. But I'm like, this sounds really scary because it's like pitch dark. This random guy is here. And she said at one point he wanted to hug her. And I was like, please tell me you didn't. Please tell me you didn't. Like, he's going to stab you stuff. He's probably a serial killer, don't. So, she said she didn't go in for the hug, but he put his hand out for a handshake. Oh my god, I told you. These weird guys always going out for a handshake. So as she's telling me this, I was like, oh my god, I know what kind of guy this is already. So she said he went in for a handshake. I'm like, please tell me you didn't take his hand and shake his hand. Please tell me you didn't do it. And she said she did it. And I was like, shit. And then I was like, in my head, I'm like, knowing, like, I'm like, this guy, he probably wants to, if he's going to shake your hand, he's not going to let go, right? I was like, please tell me you didn't shake his hand. He's not going to let go. He's probably going to pull you in. And she said that's exactly what happened. And I was like, oh my god, like, you didn't see the signs? So she went in for the handshake because she was being nice, and he pulled her in, and she's like pulling back or whatever, and he made some stupid excuse. And like like that sounds really scary. Like I knew he's gonna be one of those guys to pull you in. Like I don't know. Like I knew he wasn't gonna let go of her hand. And then she said at like that second, her brother showed up in his car, and like the guy immediately backed off, and then yeah, and then she got into the car with her brother, and she said her brother asked her like who the heck that was, and she was telling him, oh, it was a random guy. But like if I were her brother and I heard that, I would have ran the guy over. I would have been like, who the hell are you touching my sister? You know what I mean? Like that's how like I would have scared the guy off. I would have been like, the hell are you doing? Like and then at the end of the story, she said, oh my god, like this is the worst part of the story. She said, like, okay, I'm imagining if her brother came like a second later, he probably would have stabbed her or something, because he was pulling her in, and as soon as her brother showed up, like he stopped. So the worst part of the story that she's telling me is that at one point he asked her if she had Instagram. And this girl's not thinking, oh my god, like she must have been, I'm assuming she was really tired, because she wasn't thinking at all, and it didn't occur to her that she could tell him like, no, I don't have Instagram, but she gave him her Instagram, and he's following her back, and I was like, holy shit, like you gotta stalk her now. She said he was I asked her what kind of guy it was, right? I'm like, it's like in my head I'm thinking of like a guy like who's like in his 23s, 26, between 23 to 26. I'm thinking of a guy like that. I'm not thinking like old men wouldn't come up to you and do that, right? Or like younger guys. I'm thinking it's like in that age range. And she was telling me, yeah, I'm accurate and I'm getting there. Like, see, I'm going, like, I'm 5 for 5 now. Yeah, and she was telling me like that was the like after she told me that, like my face dropped. I was like, he's following you on Instagram. Oh my god, he's gonna stalk you. I didn't even know she had Instagram. I don't have Instagram. I'll probably have Instagram within like a year and a half from now, 6 months from now, when my pictures turn out like when my pictures are of quality, I'll put it up. But yeah, that was just like that was like the punch of the whole story. I was just like, oh my god. Can't wait for her to tell me the exact story and details, but she had to rush through it, but that's all she told me so far. But I was like, that's so scary. Can you imagine like everything was fine before she left me? Like I can't imagine, like if I I would have walked her wherever she had to go, and I would have been like, Dad, come pick me up from here. But you know, my dad would have been pissed off. But like, you know, like that was like, it sounds so dangerous. So it's just like, oh my god. I wonder if she'll run into him again. I hope not. Like if he does anything to her, I'm gonna come back and like I'm gonna find this guy and I'm gonna get revenge for her if he does anything to her. So yeah, that was that. And then before the class ended, I checked my phone, and I got a text from best friend, and best friend wouldn't text me unless it was something important, right? And it was urgent. And I was like, what the hell's going on? She asked me if I was at school, and I told her like I didn't realize like I'm gonna miss the bus at this point, right? So I was like, it's 10 minutes before I have to catch the bus. I'm always missing this friggin' bus. And best friend's asking me if I'm at school, so I was like, yeah, I'm at school. I'm waiting for her to reply, and I'm like, best friend, if you don't reply, I'm catching the bus, best friend. I know I didn't want to catch the bus, like, but I know I have to go home and work on all this freaking like projects. So she finally responds, and she's like, yeah, I'm at school, meet me up here or wherever. No, so I leave from class to go to the second floor, because for some reason I always forget to print stuff. So I go to the second floor to print, and I'm like, I'm here, if like find me here. You know where to find me, okay? I'm always in the same spot. And just when I'm about to print, I get up and I nearly scream because I didn't realize she was standing right beside me. I was like, shit, can you make some noise? I was like, oh god, but she called out my name and stuff, and I was like, oh, about videography too, I forgot to mention before we get to this. When I left that class, my brother was telling me how something happened with the stairs to take the elevator or something like that. and one of the other guys who sits this side of me, he was acting really strange, and then he left the class before me, and then I left the class, and he's just waiting there, and then I'm walking past, like I have nothing, like I don't know like what to talk to this guy about. He's just like base guy, right? He's base guy's like friend, and I don't know how to talk to these guys. Being around them is so awkward because it's like. So I'm like, this is just it feels like I'm with base guy over again. So I'm just like, you know what, like, I'm just gonna move on with life and walk and go, and I gotta go print stuff. Or not print stuff. I was gonna go to the first floor to meet up with my brother. And I'm walking down the stairs. Like I rushed past this guy. I'm walking down the stairs, and then I'm so stupid. You know, I was really tired because I always meet my brother on the first floor, but he texted me and told me meet me on the second floor where we go print, and and then as I'm going on the stairs, like my brother's yelling from the second floor, "Idiot, I'm up here, like where are you going?" Alright, and then I'm walking back up the stairs, and I run back past this guy, and I was like, oh shit, did he just witness? Oh. Please tell me he didn't witness that. I reach back up with my brother, we go home, and then yeah, that's what happened that day. So going back to best friends, sorry, I had to, you know how this works. So best friend said she had a really juicy story to tell me. She said, as I'm printing, I don't know why I got so many stories that one day. I got the backpack story. I got the Instagram story, and now we got her story. We're calling it the woods story, okay? I'm printing, and her face is all lit up, and I was like it had to be something good. I'm like, best friend wouldn't come here all like cheerful if it wasn't something important. So she said she had a class this morning. Not this morning, last morning. I don't know. She had a class that morning, and then she said it ended early or something, and then they had break, and then it ended early, right? So then she has a bigger break than usual before she goes to her next class. So she decided, I wasn't at school yet, so or maybe I was in class. I don't think I was at school yet, but she decided to go to the garden I told you about in the back. And she said she walked around there looking at flowers and stuff. And where the garden is, it's like right beside there's like, I call it the woods. That's what I call it, okay? Because if you go down there's a whole bunch of paths, and if you don't know where you're going, you'll get lost for sure. Especially when it's dark, that place looks like a forest, okay? So I call it the woods. And like, every time I go down there into the woods, I always see deer, okay? It's always like some type of animal. But she said today was interesting. She went down to the garden and stuff, and she's walking into the woods because she's like, she always hears me talking about it. Because, okay, I don't know. Other people are going to think I'm crazy, okay? I like walking down there just because it's quiet and I don't mind getting lost and stuff. But, like, if it was anybody else, they'd be like, what the hell are you doing? But best friend, like, she's like, oh, I want to do what you do. And then she went into the woods, and I was like, I don't trust you going in by yourself, right? As soon as she's telling me that, I'm like, something had to happen. Like you met up with somebody, didn't you? Because I'm like, yeah, I was just like, she's walking into this I don't know how to explain it. I'm like, you probably ran into somebody, didn't you? Because I'm like, you wouldn't come out of there without telling me something. So she was telling me how she went in there and she ran into this guy. She said it was this cute white guy with really pretty blue eyes and blonde hair. And and she said he was like 23, 24. He was like, see, all these guys are in the same range. And she was telling me how she was chatting him up. They were having a good time. And she's like, okay. She said she had such a good time. She's like, because that's what was on her mind. And she said when she came up to me, when she's explaining the story to me, she's like, what I really regret from that whole situation is that I never got his number. And I was like, you never know, maybe you might run back into him again. But I was like, wow. She got his name and everything, but she didn't get his number. I was like, that's great. Yeah, so she met a guy in the woods, and I don't know, that just, like, that's so funny to me because, like, every time I go in the woods, I don't find men in the woods. I find animals, deer, stuff. I'm like, where are these men coming from? Oh, a man magically appeared in the woods. Yeah, so she can't concentrate on class. I drop her off to class and we're talking about things, and yeah, like, her mind's not on class. I don't know how it went. I didn't message her back after that. I was like, let her enjoy her fantasizing about this guy. I keep telling best friend, I'm like, best friend, like, I don't know. She falls for guys really easily. Like, I can tell whether they're a good fit or not, and I'm like, I don't know, like, this guy that well, but I'm like, he's probably not for her. I kept I wanted to tell her that, but I'm like, I don't want to burst her bubble. Let her have her moment. And, um, yeah, I think that's the most energetic I've seen her because, like, work, school, everything's sucking the life out of her, and then, yeah. And that's a lot of stories. So, Friday I came home. Like, after, talking to her, I missed the bus, so I know, like, if I don't catch the next bus, I'm not gonna make it in time to get my brother. Because I don't know if the other one's gonna get him and all that shit. Like, he's always angry. And the other brother's at school in class. He still has an hour. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home. You do you in class. I missed the bus. Friggin' bus. So the other bus that comes, I caught that one and I had to walk the rest of the way home. So I'm walking and then I'm waiting at the bus stop again. Because I'm like, the bus will take me 2 minutes to get home instead of me walking for 20 minutes to go home. And I missed the bus again. Friggin' bus. So I'm walking, and as I'm walking, I'm like, it's 2:50. So I call my mom, like, Mom, don't get ready if you have to go get the kid. Like, I'll be home to come get him. And she said the other kid was home. And she's like, he'll go get the other kid. And I was like, what the hell am I rushing home for? So I get home. He goes to pick up the kid, but of course he's late. Like, the kid's already, like, halfway home. And my mom's so pissed. And for I wanted to get home that day and film, right? Not this video. You'll see it's the next one. I got a couple videos coming. Like, this track season's never gonna get put up. I feel so bad, but, like, there's a couple things I need to do ahead of time. Oh, before I left for class that day, I was adjusting the playlists on my channel, and they're gonna correspond to videos that are coming next. Okay, this is like one, and then there's like 3 more I have to do, but I'll go into more on those. Yeah. So I was like, I'm hungry, so I stay home and I go get some food. And my mom, that night my dad picked me up was a weird night. Like, when I got home, like, it just felt weird. Yo, Thursday was such a friggin' long day. I got up at, like, 7 and didn't come home till, like, 9, 10. I didn't go to sleep till 1, 2. I don't remember. It was just a friggin' long day. So, I'm still tired from that day. And then my mom, for some reason, is talking more than usual. And, like, I was like, I wanted to go film. I was telling her I want to go film and stuff. And I was having a conversation with her because of all the things. Like, I had a lot of, like, my mom, my dad, stuff my relatives have said. Like, they've said some shit to me that was really bugging me. And I was talking to my mom about some stuff, and I feel a little better after talking to her. Like, I don't know, like, with Dad, I can't talk to Dad. Dad's just, like, so critical, I guess. I don't know, like, he'll... Like, he's just like, if I tell Dad, like, Dad, I'm feeling like crap, he'll be like, well, get over it. Like, shut up. Like, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, Dad, stop treating me like a non-sentient being. Like, I have feelings. Like, talking to Dad's never helpful. So, I was talking to Mom, and she was telling me some stuff, and I was telling her, like, I didn't tell her everything, but I told her some stuff. Like, there's stuff I know I can't that I can't tell other people. Like, I'm so sick of holding my tongue, right? There's some, like, I know if I tell somebody something, Like, it's not going to benefit them at that time if they're not in the right frame of mind. So I'm always holding back my words, and like I'm biting my tongue to the point where it's like bleeding. And it's pissing me off because I'm holding in so much information that I feel like once, like, they're people that, like, my parents, they're people that they can't take the truth right away, right? They need at least a week. My mom needs at least a week to process it. My dad, it would take him like a good couple months before he'll come to accept the truth, right? So I'm so used to lying to them about stuff. So say for example, my mom's like a big worrier, and I told you my dad's an alcohol. Not an alcohol. Oh my god, that's not what I meant to say. Oh shit, my dad doesn't drink. My dad's a workaholic. Oh my god. My dad's a workaholic. Not what I said before. My dad don't drink, okay? He can't hold his liquor, okay? My dad will take that one complimentary, like, drink, and he'll hold it that whole night, and he'll take sips, but after a while he'll throw it back up. He can't hold it down. Anyways, yeah, my dad's a workaholic, and my mom's a huge worrier. So I have to lie about the stupidest things. Like, if it's anything regarding school, my parents are just like, okay, go ahead, do what you need to do. But if it's, like, anything else, they'll be like, nah, you can't go anywhere, stay home. Like, I'm confined. Like, it's that limited. So, the little kid just got up, sorry. What was I saying? He's running about. That's what I'm hearing. I don't remember what I was talking about. I'm so tired. Oh yeah, I was talking to my mom. Okay, I was talking. Oh, so slow. Okay, so say for example, I'm gonna go over to a friend's house. If I told them plainly, like my mom, like mom, I'm going over to a friend's house, she'd be like, no, like she'll do everything in her power not to let me go, right? But if I lied to her and tell her, mom, I'm staying back after school to work on some after school activities, like, cause I was in a lot of clubs. Well, I did a lot, like I liked a lot of extracurriculars. She would have been like, yeah, sure, go ahead, and she wouldn't care what time I got back. But if I'm going to a friend's house, like, no, like, see, like, it's this, like, something stupid like that. So I'd lie to her and tell her I'm going to extracurriculars, but I'd be at my friend's house, like, chilling. Right? And then I told her, she knows, like, I explained to that all of that to her now. And she was worried about it for the first week, but after the fact that I went and everything, she doesn't care. The only reason she wouldn't let me go over to friends' houses is that she doesn't know who these people are. She doesn't know if I could get raped. She doesn't know if I got abused. Like, she thinks of people in the worst way, right? My parents are always thinking the worst case scenario, and I'm like, I have a brain. I can think for myself. Why are you worrying so much? Let me, like, I make proper choices. I know what I'm doing. Like, if I wasn't comfortable going there, I wouldn't have gone there, right? Like, I have good judgment, right? So, yeah, the whole point of bringing that up is that I was talking to her about, like, I don't know if I should make another video about this. Probably a little bit later down I can talk about this, but we were talking about some really serious stuff. Right? I don't know if it opened her eyes, but, like, I told her some things that I wasn't supposed to tell her. I told her there's things I can't tell her now that I can tell her later. And we were talking about other things. And the stuff she was telling me made me feel a lot better. Like, she's telling me stuff about dad. Like, if I were to talk to dad and ask him straightforwardly to explain stuff to me, like, he wouldn't admit it, but he would admit it to mom. And then mom was telling me, like, he was telling her about this, that, and the other. And I was like, good, I'm not wrong. Like, stop treating me like I'm always wrong. Oh, the things they were telling me. I'll address this in another video, but I'll briefly explain it here. so I'm in media, right? Like most, the Indian stereotype is to be a doctor, lawyer, whatever the hell, right? And you have me over here going into media. So right away, that's alarming to everybody around me. They're just like, you're never gonna get a job. It's making me so angry, okay? You probably can't notice on my face, but hearing them say that pisses me off to no end because they're questioning my choices. I chose to go into media, communications, that kind of thing because I like filming, I like editing, I like videography, I like coding, I like writing. Like that's where I belong. I know media is where I belong. And they're telling me like your future is gonna be crap if you're gonna end up homeless. Okay, you're gonna end up in a cardboard box, homeless, and all that shit. And they're like, they're not gonna take care of me and all that crap. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, this is my life. I want to live it the way I want to live it. Otherwise, like, there's no point. It's not living anymore. So, um, my parents, they don't know how to, because they don't know what media is. Like, I keep explaining it, but the more I explain it, just worse. They don't know how to explain it to relatives and stuff, so they just tell everybody like I'm in journalism, and that pisses me off because I'm not. I'm in digital communications. Okay, I'm like you're visually you're not. Yeah, you're visually conveying ideas to people. Okay, so like it's hard to explain, but like they just tell everybody like, oh yeah, my daughter's in journalism, and I'm like, cringe, cringe, cringe. Ugh. But I guess it's simpler for them because like the older people, like my grandmother and stuff, they don't understand any of the new stuff, so they're just like, okay, whatever, okay, good for you. And then like some people who hear that I'm in like that kind of field, they're like they want to stay away from me because like I see things from I don't want to say an objective point of view because nothing's ever objective, but I see things from that kind of point of view. So they know I'm a non bullshit person. Okay, I'm gonna call you out if you're doing crap. So, they don't like being around me. And, um, yeah, like if you're doing some bullshit, I'm gonna call you out on it. Like, um, yeah, so that irritates me. It's like they don't understand what I'm going into and they don't see it as a viable job, right? So they don't see my future going anywhere with it. And I was just like, well, fuck. I don't care if you see it, I can see it. And like if I have problems, like I've rarely depended on you. Like I really envy those people who are close with their families. Like my family is so distant. We're all like even though we live together, we're all separate people. Like it makes me want to cry. It's just my family. Like we're not broken, but it feels that way. Um, like we're all holding things back that we shouldn't be holding back. Like we're not. I don't want to get into the detail of it. It's gonna make me cry. Um, yeah. So every time I bring up my program or anything about school, because when my dad asks me how school went, I always tell him like it's okay, but I can't tell him like how everything went in class or whatever, how cameras are working because they don't understand, they don't like it. They're like, "What the frig are you doing with your life?" And I was like, "This is what makes me happy. Why are you making me feel terrible about it?" So one of the things I remember, like I have a very strong memory when it comes to things people tell me or whatever, but I never remember who's telling me it or what. Like my memory's strong in some areas, and then stuff like this from recounting stories and stuff. I can't. My memory's crap. But like I remember a while ago when we went to go visit my grandmother and my aunt. I like this like every time I'm around my dad because I'm not comfortable with my dad. Every time I'm around him, like I don't know, like not all the time, but like he's in. You know how I told you it's like the guy in my class how like I would approach him all the time, but like he was scary right now, so I couldn't approach him. Like with my dad, when he's in those scary kind of moods, I'd say like when he's in that scary type of mood, like my heart or like everything's always in my throat or my chest, like everything just constricts. Like I feel like I can't talk or like I can't right? So when my aunt asked this stupid question, so me, I don't know where my brothers were. It was me. I don't know if grandma was there. Grandma's probably in the kitchen. It was me, my aunt, mom, and dad all in the same room. And for some stupid reason, she brought up. I remember this because it made like I felt so terrible that day, or like at that moment. She said she was asking me. My dad and my mom are watching me because I don't talk in front of them. Like this is like way back when, because now we're talking more, but like this is like they're watching me because they want to listen in to see what I'm gonna say. Because I always say something stupid. But I remember clearly that she asked me, aren't you like, don't you think, or like I can't remember exactly how she put it, but she like it was along the lines of like, don't you think your dad would let you do anything you wanted as long as you were happy, or something like that, something about happiness. That's what really pissed me off. And then I don't remember if I replied first. I looked back at my dad first, but I remember feeling like shit because I'm like, Dad doesn't let me do anything that makes me happy. I wanted to tell her she was wrong, but I just brushed her off and told her, yeah, it's okay, whatever, who cares. Um, um, sorry, it just makes me really upset thinking about it. I'm not gonna cry. Oh, okay. I'm not crying, I'm not crying. Yeah, but she said that and it really pissed me off because that always makes me angry. It's like dad, like my parents are always standing in the way of my happiness. So, where am I going with this? Yeah, like media makes me happy, but like they're ridiculing it, right? They're like, this is like bullshit. What are you doing, right? Or like, um, how dare they question my life choices? Okay, like 2014. I remember that's an oh, we'll go back to 2014. But with my mom, I remember her yelling at me the other day. Like after I talked to her last night, like I feel better, but like I remember like I was angry with her because what she said the other night was, um, she's always worrying. So she's like, oh, I want you to switch careers. I think what you're doing is bullshit. Like she was, at least she was straightforward with me. My dad would never come out and say it, but like my mom, she's just like, I don't like what you're doing. Like I hate it. Like do something else. Like she was straightforward with me, and like even though she was straightforward, like it still hurt really bad. And I can understand why they're really worried that I'm not gonna get a job or whatever, but at the end of the day, like I know I'd be a terrible doctor. Like I'm so blood faint because everybody on my dad's side of the family, they're all diabetics, and since I was little, I'd always see them pricking themselves and blood and like bleeding and anything with blood. Like I can't. I'm blood faint. I can't do it. So I can't be a doctor. Can you imagine? It's like I'm gonna I'm more likely to kill a person than save their life. I can't be a lawyer either because I'm not very good at arguing. I'm not an argumentative person, and you want me to go into fields like that. And then with business, like I don't know. I think I could maybe do business, but I can't do business alone. um yeah, that pissed me off. I feel like sneezing now. You don't, I don't know, like media is where I belong. But for them to not accept it is really weighing me down. It hurts really bad. um What else did I want to say? Shit. Oh, 2014. We're coming back to 2014 now. Oh my god, 2014 was the worst year of my life. Worst year ever. So, when I was in high school, I took all the science courses thinking I would go into science. You know, not becoming a doctor, maybe like more like a biologist and stuff, because I was that good at science. Like, I wasn't, like, I like that kind of field. But I knew my math marks were terrible and I would never get in. Like, I can't, like, this, what I'm doing is wrong, and I know it was wrong going into, wanting to go into the science field. So, I ended up, I endured a whole semester of classes that I know my parents would approve of, that, like, I knew I wasn't going to do well in. And that night when I was in the car with Dad, he's like, he called me a failure. When he said that, it pissed me off so much, because I'm like, I failed for you, okay? I endured that so you could see that, like, if I didn't go through that whole process, they would have been like, oh, you wouldn't know until you try, right? But I'm like, I failed for you. I tried to do that shit for you. I went through that entire bullshit. And you how dare you say, like, I failed because I'm a failure. I failed because to prove my point that, like, I don't belong there. So, like, I don't know if I'm on speaking terms with Dad right now, but that pissed me off. You guys are probably wondering why. Oh, yeah, so, like, him saying that night made me think of 2014. 2014, I cried so much. It was just a terrible time in my life that I don't want to relive through. I hate 2014. I forgot what I was gonna say now. I'm so upset. Oh, my channel. You guys are probably wondering why the hell my channel is called Moody Panda 7. I might as well explain that now. So, the mood part is because you're watching my videos now. You could see right away that my mood's always different. Like, my mood's never consistent. So, that's like the worst part of it. So, you can see I was hyperventilating in the last video. In this video, I'm like nearly crying. So, that's the mood part. The pandas, because, like, pandas are like my favorite animals. Like, they're bears, okay? Like, they're cute. And deadly, and, you know. I don't know. I like pandas. And then the 7s, because, like, I have a very strong connection to the number 7, so it's my lucky number. Or it may not be lucky, but it's like, it's my number. It resonates with me. That's what I want to say about my channel name. My friends, or like whoever watches my videos, always say, like, your channel name's stupid, change it. But I'm like, it has meaning and resonates with me. I'm not changing it, so don't bother. You might not see pandas on this channel, but that's just how it's gonna be, okay? I ain't changing the way I am for anyone else. Yeah, so oh, I guess what we can is the present now. That was all in the past. So I told you I wanted to film last night, but I had that whole long discussion with my mom, and then Dad came home late and all that stuff. And I couldn't get work done. I wasn't in the mood. I know I'm going to fail my assignments anyway, so I might as well, there's no point in struggling when I know it's inevitable. So I got some sleep, and then I like that my thing, but like my parents are getting along more. So Dad decided to take Mom to work. My dad's a mechanic, by the way, so he usually, when he leaves the house, he gets up 6:30 and doesn't leave till like, what, 7? Or he leaves 6:30? I don't know. He leaves before I get up. So the job he had to go do, like a lot of the jobs he does on his own, and it's very lonely, and you have no one to talk to. My dad likes to talk. Like he's so passionate about his job. Like people who don't give a shit about cars are gonna be like, like you know, like. Oh, dad always talks about his work. Hmm. So they left. I had to get up early because I'm the eldest. I might as well get up early, deal with everything there, make sure the house is fine. And I told mom I was gonna record. Like she's okay with me recording now, but I don't tell my dad. Oh, with the videography assignment, oh my god, dad's probably gonna end up watching me film. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to that because I can't stand their comments. It's like, oh, well, isn't that so easy? Or like, you're doing that wrong, or some shit like that. Like, I don't need all that crap. Yeah, so they left around 9. I got ready to film and talk to you guys. Because it's like, if talking it out, it makes me feel a lot better. Because a lot of stuff I'm holding in is just, it hurts. I'm tired of holding my tongue. I want to be blunt and tell everyone the truth, but I can't. I'm in so much pain. Like my grandmother, I can't call her and tell her stuff. Because if I tell her, then she'd probably yell at my parents. It's because of my grandmother I'm here where I am now. That week when I had to pick which uni I was going to go to and what program I wanted to do, she was here. So she distracted from them, and I ended up choosing where I wanted to go, and I have no regrets. Yeah, but the fact that I can't be honest with anybody, like I have to not lie necessarily because these people can't handle the truth. You tell them that you lied to them, they get angry. You tell them the truth, they get even angrier. It's like I don't know what to do. Like you're putting me in a position where it hurts. Yeah, so they're gone. Got the house to myself. Well, with the other 3. So yeah, I got ready. I told my other brother, the angry one. That's probably not a good way to describe him, but that's how I describe him because he's never. I don't know. Maybe angry's not a good word, but he's like we'll call him the troubled one. Like with him, there's always something alarming that happens. So he's taking care of the little one right now. He just got up, so they're chilling, playing games right now. I'm recording, and the other one's still sleeping. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Like, I coded with a bunch of people. I made a new friend, and she likes to cuss. The whole thing with the other guy. The story with the Instagram guy, my friend with the woods, and all of that. Like, what the hell's going on this year? There's no order, you know what I mean? Like, everything's so chaotic, and I was just like, what the hell? Why are all these things coming at me at once? Yeah, I think I'm done now. I don't know what else to say. I should be working on school stuff, but right now I'm not in the mood. I'm really not in the mood. I hope I don't fail this year. I need to maintain my scholarship. Because I can afford books. Like, I'd rather school pay for my books. Oh, my back. Yeah. Oh, one of the things me and my mom were talking about, one of my friends from high school, okay, I'll tell you the story about this. So, the way I met this girl, the first year Like I was in grade 9, right? So the first class I had in grade 9, like everybody already knew each other, but like I'm coming from like I live on the border of, like, technically we live in Mississauga, but like I live in the border of Mississauga, Toronto, and Brampton. So like every time I cross, I'm like I'm crossing the border, right? So I live in Mississauga. I went to high school in Brampton, and now I go to uni in Toronto. So that's how it's working. I know my way around everywhere, but when I went to school in Brampton, my like my the friend that I like the way I met this girl, we were like my first class of grade 9 was English, and I couldn't find where this room was because I don't know the building or anything. And I remember like I had a couple classes, like my first ever class was in English, and I met this. I didn't know any. Everybody knew each other already, and they were all sitting together. And I was like, I want to sit by myself. I don't know you people. Like I feel so uncomfortable. But I don't remember who I sat beside. But I sat beside a couple people, and then a couple of English classes in. So like this is like a good week or a month or so. One of the girls who was sitting beside me said, "The girl over there is taking pictures of you. Have you noticed?" And I was like, "What?" Like I was like, "What the hell?" So I waited a couple classes more to see if what she told me was true, and I was like, yeah, the girl is taking pictures of me. So then when a couple like one day this one class, I confront her and I'm like, why are you taking pictures of me? She doesn't remember this story, okay, but like I don't know if she even has the pictures, but she's like she was telling me how like she was telling her mom or somebody about me, and that like I don't know, like it was just really weird. I was like, this girl's taking stalker pics of me. You know, like how like girls when they like these guys, they'll take their phones and they take those quick stalker pics. But like that's what she was doing with me, and I was like, what the frig? I wonder if guys like feel the same way. Like I don't know. But yeah, she was taking these pictures, and I told her stop, and I'm like, I'm not comfortable. You didn't ask me for consent. What the frig? That's why I made friends with this girl, and um. Oh, what I'm trying to bring up is her mother. Her mother is like the nicest. Like she's the most. Like I'm so comfortable around this woman. She's like the best person ever. I like her, but she doesn't get along with my friend doesn't get along with her mother. But I met her mother, and she's met my like my family went over to go hang out, I guess. I don't know what to call it. They just they went to go meet each other. And my dad's always awkward, so I'll cut my dad out of the story. So it's just we're focusing on my mom and her mom, okay? So they're they're chatting up. They're having a good time. Like I know they're gonna be best friends, and like I knew like something when I met her mom. I knew like I need to like, and I don't know what, but like I knew when I met this woman, I'm like I can't stay away from her. So long story short, her mom and my mom are like friends, right? But they can't be best friends because we live so far away. They live in Brampton, and we live down here in Mississauga, on the border of Mississauga, Brampton, and Toronto. So I mean, neither of them drive. So for them to reach up each other, it would take like an hour, 2 hours. It would take 2 hours unless they reach each other halfway, midway. Then it would come into an hour. But like yeah, if they'd have to bus it, it would take 2 hours to get there and 2 hours to come back, right? And my mom, she has no patience for buses, so she would never bus. And then her mom, I don't know what was going on at the time, but yeah, so they talked on the phone and stuff, but like I don't know. I used to go see her mom a lot, and I never told my mom because like for a long time I didn't tell my mom because she like anytime where she was in a terrible mood, I'd go see my friend's mom, right? And I would tell her like what the heck's going on, how I'm feeling and stuff, or let her rant out how she's feeling. And yeah, I told my mom that now, and she's kind of angry that I went to go see the lady, but like she's not angry now, knowing the condition the lady's in now. So now I'm trying to explain. The story's so hard to explain. So, is it 2014 again? I don't remember what the hell, but like that day, like that year we had prom and stuff, like I don't know if it was like, I think it was like the week before prom or a couple days before prom. Um, I don't know what happened, but like my friend told me, her mother went to go get some like operation done, right? I don't know if it was like for her eyesight or for something. I think it was for her eyesight. She was getting her eyes done so she wouldn't have to wear glasses. Oh, what I like about her mom too is that my dad, since he's a mechanic, he knows everybody. Everybody knows him, and like everybody knows him. And then when I have people coming up to me like, he's like, "Aren't you so and so's daughter?" And I was just like, "Yeah, but who the hell are you?" You know what I mean? It's just like I don't know you, but like I guess my dad talks about us a lot because I'm like they know me, and I was just like, I don't know you. But like she was telling me how like my dad and her mother have people in common, so she knows my dad because my dad, they have people in common that they know because my dad's always working on people's cars. So that was cool. So yeah, so going back to prom. Yeah, she went for an operation, something went wrong, right? And now she's blind. My mom regrets so much that she didn't spend more time with this lady when she had her eyesight. So she was in such a terrible time, and like my mom was in a terrible mood or whatever. So I told you I went to go see her behind my mom's back. So I'm glad I did though, because I let her rant. I let her like explain everything. She's telling me how awful she was feeling. I don't know how she's feeling. I haven't seen her in a while, but the last time I went to go see her, since she's blind, I was like, you know, when you go to someone, okay, my mom told me when you go to someone's house, you can't go with your long hands. You gotta go with some type of like house present or something. Like, you know, you can't just walk in like you own the place. So I remember the last time I went to see her, it was probably 2 years from now. It was a while ago. Since she's blind, I'm like, there's no point in me getting her anything that she can, you know, that's visually, you know what I mean? Like, I can't get her like something like a card or something that she can't look at. So, and I know like my friend and her brothers and stuff are always giving the lady food and stuff. So I was like, I want to be original. What can I give this lady? What, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go there without giving her a present or telling her like I'm grateful for her, right? So, I remember I bought her bath bombs because you could feel it, right? How like I don't like I've never tried a bath bomb yet, but I bought her a bath bomb and I was just like, it was around Christmas time. I remember it was because they had all the Christmas sales. Had the bath bombs were on sale, so mm, yeah, I went around Christmas time and I gave her this bath bomb. I don't know if she's used it or whatever, but I remember I went over there, let her talk and stuff. She's always talking about her daughter or like my friend, because she lives in Ottawa now, right? And she rarely comes back to Brampton. So, oh yeah, I didn't get to mention is like I had the option between going to Ottawa or staying here. I chose to stay here and I don't regret that at all. So for all you people who wanted me at Ottawa, I ain't going there, okay? Like I thought I wanted to, but no way in hell I ain't going there anymore. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's like my friend can't reach up with her mom all the time, so it's like I'll go visit her and tell her how I'm doing because it's been a while since I saw her last. So I go give her the bath bomb, we talk and stuff, and then I leave. Or I don't remember if it was raining that day because I remember one time when I went, I remember I told you I have to lie to my mom and tell her I'm going at school or something. I remember it was pouring really heavily, like raining, and she didn't want. I told her I'm like I'm gonna leave and get soaked because I'm like it makes no sense if like right because I my mom knows I don't have an umbrella on me, but she gave me an umbrella they don't use anymore, and I took it home. I had to lie and tell my mom, oh yeah, my friend gave me her umbrella, right? So after a while, I told mom who like it's the lady's umbrella. So um yeah, the last time I ever saw her was with there was that day when I gave her the bath bomb, so I don't know if she's used it. So then my friend was telling me recently how like her mom's condition has gotten worse, so she needs someone to take care of her. So now she's in a home now, and like that just makes me so sad because if you knew how she was before, when she could see, is why? Like she's like an adult where like I wouldn't argue back because she's got common sense, and I'd be like, okay, if she told me to do something, like I wouldn't go against her because I know like she wouldn't tell me to do something unless like it was necessary or whatever. Like I like this lady, and like after that whole with her eyesight and everything, like she's not the same person. You could tell she's broken. Oh, when I got her the bath bombs that day, or I don't know if it was that day, but I remember one day when I went with her, I don't know how, but even though she's blind, she's still doing things. Like, good for her. Like, she's doing things like how she used to. Like, she's cooking and everything with a gas stove. And I was like, wow, she must really know her house, right? And I can really imagine that, right? And, like, she's got a knife and she's cutting up things and stuff. And it looks really good. Like, I'm watching her and I'm like, it's like she can still see. Yeah, so now she's in a home. And the home isn't in Brampton. I thought it'd be like far there so my parents couldn't visit her, but like apparently it's like 20 minutes away from me. So I was telling my mom maybe you should go see her and talk to her because I don't know what she's been up to. You should go see, go don't go there because you'll feel so, like don't go there like like because you haven't seen her in a while and all the tragedy thing. Go in there because you genuinely want to see her, right? Like you want to talk to her, be like, right? I feel like if I go, like, because we had secrets together, I don't think like it'll be more awkward, but it's okay. Yeah, I told my mom, I'm like, go ahead, go meet her, go see what's going on. So I have to ask my friend what's going on there, but like, I hope they get closer. I hope she doesn't die. That's my main thing. Like I liked her so much, she better not die. She's a strong woman. I don't want her to. I want to see her too, because every time I talk to her, she's always telling me. Oh, okay. So there's this one story. I'm sorry to her son now if he watches this. Okay, I'm going to tell her. I'm going to tell people this story. Okay, so since she's blind, she was telling my mom the story of how she asked her husband, because she can't tell how she. Oh, the worst part was she couldn't see what my friend looked like in her prom dress, or she couldn't see anything, right? So she was telling my mom the story of how like she asked her husband. She was like she was upset at this point, right? She's just like, I don't know what our son looks like. Tell me, explain, like describe to me what our son looks like. And I remember when he was little, like this kid really liked to eat, right? He's always gobbling down stuff and like stuffing his face. And she said her husband said he looks like a little donkey. Oh, that was so cute. And then like that makes her smile because it's like what? Why are we fattening him up that much? Yo, but he looks like such a different person now. Like he was a chubby kid and now he's like thin. He looks like my brother now. Like they could be like friends. Um, yeah. Like things like that, like I don't know. That's what I like about her. It's like like something silly like that. She'd come back and tell us because it's just, your son looks like a donkey. Like I don't know. She's always lightening the mood. That's why I like talking to her about like she's not a dark, heavy thinker person, right? She doesn't think negatively. She's always thinking positively. And oh shoot, yeah, like that's what I liked about her the most. So I hope when mom goes to go see her, um, she's still that kind of person. I want to see her, but I want her to catch up with my mom first. Um, yeah, I think I've gone on long enough, but like she's so close yet so far. You know what I mean? Like, um, I don't even know if she wants to see us, right? Because I don't know, when you go through something that traumatic, how do you tell your friend, people you're close with, like, this is what happened? I hope I hope magically one day she'll be able to see again. That's what I hope for. And then I can, and then we have a lot of catching up to do. Like she's the type of person who likes to go out and walk, so um, she would go to the mall and stuff. But now she can't do that without help, right? Or she'd get into problems. I wish my friend would appreciate her mother more. Her mother, is like the sweetest, the funniest person ever. I like this lady. But yeah, that's what I had to say. Spent another hour ranting about, or not ranting, retelling you all everything that's happened. I don't know when my parents are coming back. They went all the way to Markham, right? And there's a lot of fresh air out there. I like it there. It's greener. Yeah, but they left. Don't know when they're coming back. I probably have to go get something to eat, for my stomach won't stop growling. My hand hurts from holding this. Like I'm so. uh, yeah. School. Don't need people, like, if I wanted someone's opinion about what I'm doing, I'd ask them. And it's always so, okay, when I ask people for their opinion on things, when I really need them, they never have an opinion. And stuff like this, where it's like, oh, I'm going into media and stuff, they always have to shove their mouth in, like, I don't care, like, your opinion doesn't matter to me right now. And then we talked about my friend's mother, so that's what's on my mind right now. Oh, on Thursday, I told my mom, like, Mom, I did bad things. She's like, what'd you do now? And I was like, Mom, I bought a PS Vita. And she's like, what? And I want to use it though, but I don't think I have time to because I have to school. But yeah, I got a nice PS Vita. I'm gonna play my favorite game ever, Final Fantasy X. Oh my gosh, did you guys see Final Fantasy 9 is on PS4 now? Like, I want to play it. My brother's playing it downstairs and I'm not watching. Yeah, my favorite character is Vivi, okay? Cause Vivi. Yeah, so I got a Vita. I want to play it, right? Because when I'm in class, I waste a lot of time, like, on the bus or in class or whatever. And I know, like, I have a phone and stuff, like, Wi-Fi and all data and all that stuff pissed me off. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take my Vita and play wherever I want to play. It's just that I don't want them nosy people watching me play. But Final Fantasy X is my favorite game. Or 10. Sorry, I keep saying X. I mean 10. You know what I mean. That's my favorite one. So I want to start the game. Like, it's been a while. Like, my favorite version was the PS2 version. Like, I don't like the remake at all. Like, have you seen what they look like? They look less human and, like, I don't know, they don't look as good as they did back then. Like, the way they rendered the characters, like, I don't know. I want to do a gameplay video of it, but, like, there's so many up already. I don't know if anyone's gonna care for me to do a gameplay video. But, like, yeah, I got my beautiful Vita that I want to play with. Oh my god, if my dad saw that, he'd be like, you have too much money to blow, you know what I mean? But, like, I had to scrape together that money to get it, and I'm like, I want to play. It's probably not good for my health, but I want to play. Because my brother never lets me play on the PlayStation downstairs. I've never used an Xbox, and I don't know. They have Nintendos. I don't know how to use those either. But the only thing I've ever used is a PlayStation, and now I'm doing the Vita, so it's still PlayStation. So yeah, my brother never lets me play. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get my own little mini PlayStation portable. Oh, it's not PSP. My bad. I'm gonna get my own Vita. I'm gonna take it around everywhere with me, and you can't stop me. So, yeah, I really want to play. Because I'm so stressed. So I was like, you know what? I might as well just, it's like I like video games because it's like your dad, or like, not video games, like, that's another thing too. Oh, with coding, like, if I get good enough with coding websites, I might be able to code apps. And I'm like, that's going to be so sick. I want to code a game and, like, and, like, you can, well, like, Oh, that's the type of stuff I want to do. Yeah, I gotta end it there. My camera's cutting off again. I'm not putting this all into one file, so I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna film the next video right now. I'm just gonna costume change. And I don't know when these are gonna go up, but they're coming up soon. I'm sorry, I can't write the descriptions. I have too much to do before I can write the descriptions, but like I'll go before my camera cuts, okay? So yeah, I'll see you guys. That's what I wanted to say. So bye. Is it rolling? Okay, I just looked back at the footage and I just noticed that like my stupid phone cut them all into 30-minute chunks again, so now I have to put them all back into one file. My bad, shit. I talk too much. Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna look similar to the one where I'm wearing pink in that video, where you're gonna see random cuts. There's no editing at all, okay? I'm just gotta make sure I say that. I want my vlogs to be very like as if you were talking to me in person, right? That's how my vlogs are gonna be styled. So no editing, no nothing. You're just gonna see it as like my camera, my phone cut the stupid thing. Yeah. Oh, I think like one of the other things I forgot to mention was I was talking about with families. I was like I envy people who have really tight families, cause like my family's so distant. Like I don't value the word family like other people do. So yeah, I think that's what I keep forgetting to say so many things. But yeah, my stupid phone keeps cutting all of these into separate 30-minute files, and I gotta go put them all together. But like, yeah, that's what you're watching, okay? Like, and there's no editing. I'm telling you that right now. There's no editing. Okay, oh yeah, I'm done. Okay, bye.